live with Maggie from Memory Bound, Iowa.
And we can just focus on this.
Oh, you don't want me to focus on you?
No, because we're going to go over and show some other stuff first.
Okay. Nobody's here yet, so we're just
good.
talking to each other. This really cool canvas kit that you sneak peeked yesterday. Okay, now we got
Yes.
some people coming on. All right, we got some hearts. Good morning, ladies. And you showed this kit yesterday. Very cute. We still got some of those available. And we're going to show some other kits that we have, too.
That was a good segue. Speaking of kits.
You want to show the other kits that we have? We've got some other kits.
We decided to kind of focus on kits today because we have some really cute ones. I'm going to start over here. This is the 49 in Market Academia album class. And gosh, this is just
super
gorgeous. Got even the doors open. It's got the, what do you call these books? The
Journal.
composition book
Composition,
over here. All these pages for photos and other paraphernalia. This
I
is,
wish I had someone in school.
oh
that
my
I could visit.
gosh.
It's really cool.
You get everything you need to put this kit together, probably except the glue, right?
Yeah.
It is $59.99, but you get everything. It's very cool. It would be a great gift to give someone just starting out as a kindergartner even, but it's just so rustic and vintagey. Before I go on, I want to show you a card that we received from Angie.
And Angie's watching. I saw her.
Yeah.
Good morning, Angie.
Isn't that cute with all the layers?
Yes. She gave us a nice thank you card.
Thank you so
for the
much.
staff.
That was, and look at this. She even stamped it. Isn't that cool?
The date?
Yeah.
That is such a clever idea. I need to
I
do that.
love it. All those different, and she used washi tape. Thank you, Angie. That was very nice. Okay, back to kits. Okay, this is one that Janet made. It's called In Loving Memory, and it's Coaster Trio. And in the kit, you make three coasters. And two of them are 4 by 5.5, and one looks like a 4 by 4. And that kit is still available for $20.99. Comes with directions and everything you need in there to make that. This one is my America the Beautiful canvas, and this is going to be a live class on Friday, June 14th, I believe. It's at 1 o'clock. And when you purchase the kit, you get a little note in here that tells you how to access it, and you become part of a private group.
A special group.
Yes, and so we'll be going live teaching this, and we've had people say, oh, I can't make it, I won't be able to go to the class. Well, once you are a part of the group, then you can watch it at any time. It's not going to go away. So if you aren't available on Friday, you can watch it at your own convenience. But this is the kit for that.
Very cute.
And
Very
then
Americana.
yes, I love red, white, and blue. We also have a Remember flip frame. This is also Janet's. And this is just gorgeous. The colors are so beautiful. And it's made for like photos that you can put in there and set it up. This would be a really, I mean, I hate to say this, but it would be a nice thing to put together for a celebration of life. And that is $39.99 for that kit. Then Janet also has the Remember clipboard display, and that is this. She took the clipboard and put it on its side, and that displays like that, and you also get a little bonus coaster in there.
Cute.
And that kit is available for $28.99, and you get the clipboard in there. Janet also has the kit available for the recipe memory box. And in the kit, you also get the crate.
Yes.
But this is what you will be making. And so what you could do is fill it full of some favorite recipes, give it as a wedding gift.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Or somebody just starting out on their own.
A graduation gift to their favorite recipes.
Yes.
For college graduate.
Yes, because they're always
Cook your own food now.
they're always missing those their freshman
know.
year. So that's a great kit. And that kit, again, it includes the wooden crate, and it is $59.99 for that kit. Okay, and those are the fun kits that we have available. And speaking of kits, we're going to go over and I'm going to
Okay.
show you my second sunflower kit.
Nice segue.
Okay, so yesterday I showed you the sunflower summer kit, which you make 2 coasters, 2 easel cards, and a thank you card. And we still have some of those available. And those are, oops, meant to tell you that, those are $22.99.
Really cute.
And then yesterday I showed you how to make a box for your sunflowers. Okay, so today the kit I'm going to show you is called Let It Be, the sunflower kit. It's a 6x12 canvas. So this is an actual canvas panel. I covered it on the back. So I'm not going to show you from start to finish. The directions are in the kit, but I am going to show you the little part that I thought might scare you. So scare you into thinking, oh, I don't think I could do that, and I want to show you how easy it is.
Yes, and they like your shirt, Maggie.
Thank you. I like that too. Okay, so I did not recreate the canvas, but I did cut down the paper. And I apologize. Yesterday we started out the day with quite a few of these sheets of paper, and they were very popular. So we are out of them, and we cannot get any more. So I know that 49 Market has a few other ones that are similar. In fact, maybe I'll have somebody bring, because I was looking for something that was a little similar, and maybe they can get those. Becky, over in the color aisle where we put all the papers, down at the bottom, there's some other papers from this line. I think it's Sunny Days that might have some sunflowers on that maybe would be paper that they might want. Okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I wanted to just share with you how I did the glaze on this sunflower, because if you'll take a look, there is a difference. I felt like the glaze just kind of riched it up. I always use that word, riched.
And it's really hard to see the shine.
And the dimension. I'm
Yeah.
going to kind of show you. It adds a little bit of dimension. I'm going to just kind of move it. So
Oh, there, I saw it. Yeah,
So you
there
get
we go.
just enough dimension so it doesn't look just like a piece of paper that you stuck on the board. So
I can feel it, guys.
yes. But I wanted to share with you this wonderful product called Embossing Glaze. And people ask, well, how is it different than embossing powder? And I think the number one difference is the fact that it you can see through it. And so once I get this done, I am going to give you a little demo using a different color. Tim has almost all of his colors in the embossing glaze. So I'm just going to show you how I did that. What you will need is a liquid form of embossing ink. And this one is called Embossing Dabber. And it's got the plastic around it. But if you'll notice at the top, it has a dabber. This is when you want to cover some large areas maybe on your project that you really want to emboss a lot. But what I did is I opened it up and used it like a liquid and I used a paintbrush. So you can also use a re-inker that is for your embossing pad. So that's what I had. I just happened to have it. So I'm just going to, forgot to bring a little thing, so we're just going to put it right on here.
Okay, and what color glaze are we using today?
Today we're using antique linen, and the reason I picked antique linen is because it has a little bit of a yellowish brown to it, but it's very neutral. And so I didn't want to take away from the colors, but this is about the most neutral one that you can use. Later today, I'm going to show you one using broken china, I believe, which is pretty blue. But we're going to start with this. Okay, so it's just a real fine powder. And I'm just going to take a paintbrush. And the first, not a good idea, the first thing that I did was I just got the tip of my paintbrush coated with it. And I started out with this middle, and I didn't want it to be completely coated, so I just put tiny dots all over to give it some dimension. And you don't want to make them real thick, because what happens when you make this stuff too thick is when you go to try to hit it with a heat tool, it just seals the top, and then you have that little bubble full of wetness that doesn't get to. So do not ever put this on too thick. I learned the hard way.
Cheryl wants to know if you think fossilized amber might work.
Fossilized amber would be beautiful on there.
That would be pretty.
I agree.
I thought that's what you used, so
Scattered
I think that's what
straw probably would work.
Now, he doesn't have all the colors in embossing glaze.
Almost all of them. He has quite a few.
He has quite a few. I know that he doesn't have black soot in it, but he does have...
We have quite a few of them.
Yeah.
But you're right, fossilized amber would be beautiful on there. I was even thinking about mustard seed.
Oh, yeah.
Because, again, it is see-through. So my first time through here, I'm just putting tiny, tiny dots just to get that texture. Okay.
I love the embossing glazes.
Oh, gosh, it's so cool.
I have quite a few, and I keep...
Question about the paper. Sunny days? That's the line?
No, it's 49 in Market, but it's
it's
clear
49
down at the
Market.
bottom. Yeah.
Oh.
Over in the color aisle. Okay, so I'm just going to use this as my tap off. So then you use this just like embossing powder. And you put it on there. And I don't know. I like to leave mine on for just a couple seconds and let it sit on there. Yeah. And then you tap off the excess. And then we're going to put this back in the jar. Now, the one thing you want to remember is you want to set this off away from your heat tool.
Yep.
So we're going to set that away because we don't want to melt it in the bottle. Okay, now when I was doing this at home, I used my heat tool, and I should have brought those over. The heat tool is a little bit less concentrated. This is an embossing tool, and people have asked the difference. If you'll notice, this surface is just very small, where a heat tool might be, right, Rhonda, can you go over to the tools and get a heat tool and an embossing tool?
The heat tool is more for drying things.
But that's what I had at home, and
you can use it.
You
It
can
just
use
takes
it.
longer.
It takes longer, and it's not very directed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to, and they say to heat that up just a little bit before you start going on there, and maybe she can kind of watch this change. Can you see the magic happening?
No.
It's happening. And you'll be able to tell because it will look liquid and look like a plastic. Oh yeah, this is definitely working better than my heat tool did. Okay, so I went through and I did that once. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to go over it again. Okay. You do not want to put a real thick layer. If you want it thicker and a little bit more dimension, then do 2 or 3 layers.
And we do not sell these in...
I don't know about the embossing.
It's in the Tim Holtz section close to the floor. It should be next to that.
Okay.
It's a little more rounded.
It's in a red and black box, I think.
Oh, okay.
We do not sell the embossing glazes in sets. You just buy those individually. Every time he comes out with a new color, he came out with some. That's kind of how he did it. So that's why there aren't all the colors, and he went back and added some, but
what's
if
nice,
there's a color you want, we can order it if we don't have it on, if you go to order online.
what's nice, I guess, is the fact that you're going to be able to see through. Thank you, Rhonda. Okay, so now I've redone it again. We're going to dump it again. And I learned this by working on a project that I could do layers. Put that aside. Boy, this makes a huge difference. I was using the wrong tool.
For a long time, I resisted getting a heat tool, but I really do like it for when I'm trying to
Yes.
dry things. But
And I don't know whether she can get kind of close and show that. How we've got layers. Yeah, I was just thinking that maybe.
Pulled some from that line.
All right, thank you. So we're going to do, thanks, Becky. We're going to do one more layer, and I'm just going to fill in some spots that didn't get, and maybe just go over the top of some other ones. But every time you do a layer, you're going to get added dimension. But again, it doesn't really cover up the lines and stuff, which I didn't want to. Okay, so now we're gonna.
I love glazing on top of pre-patterned paper.
Oh, this glaze and like I
Stamping
said.
and-
Oh, and for those of you who want the antique linen, Diane is almost positive that we ordered more and it's coming in today. Okay, one more time. So see if we can catch that magic happening. So if you're trying to do this with a heat tool, be prepared that it's not going to go this quickly. Oh my gosh, that's really pretty. Okay, so I'll just kind of do this so they can kind of see.
Oh, now I can see it. I couldn't see it when it's
Yeah.
flat on the table. It's just too hard.
But by doing it in the dot pattern,
Maybe
it
next
kinda-
time you can heat it holding it up.
okay, well, you know what? I see one spot that I would like to have a little bit more in, so we're going to. So on here, you're going to do the dot pattern. All right, I'll try holding it up and see what happens.
It heats faster that way too.
Yes,
If
you're
you have
right.
your paper up off the table.
I have heard that. Okay. So let's see if you can see that. Can you see it changing?
Maybe.
Okay, the one thing you don't want to do is get it too close and spend too much time in one spot because it can burn. So now we've got
The
this
other
part.
thing with the glazes is if you heat it too long, it'll flatten out.
Yes, and get dull.
Yeah.
Like a mat.
Yeah.
Yes, so once it turns, move on and don't keep it on there because it's not pretty when you do that. Okay, so now
we have a question.
yes.
So, sorry, we had a couple questions. Do you put the embossing directly on top of the first embossing, or do you do an open space in between?
You can put it directly on. You can put it just do the dot pattern, and it doesn't matter if you're going to do a second layer on top. Just remember, the thinner the layer, the better. You don't want big, like pearl-sized blobs, because what will happen is it will dry on the outside, and you'll have that liquid on the inside.
All right, Janet was just linking the heating tool and the embossing
Okay.
tool.
So now we are ready for the petals, and that's where I really did do quite a few layers because I wanted that dimension. So we're going to start out with just some on your paintbrush, and we're not going to do the dot pattern. We're going to do long strokes like that, and I tried to kind of outline the petals.
What size brush are you using?
I couldn't tell you. I did bring some paintbrushes over to show you that would work.
This is a nice set this is what I have, the Ranger set, and you're probably using...
You know, just a small paintbrush,
Yeah.
one that has kind of a point. Don't lay that in this.
Yeah. This is a nice set for $6.99. If you don't have paintbrushes, you get 7 sizes. I use the number 2 a lot, so I know you're not using that. You're probably using the number 6, I would guess.
Just use one that has kind of a nice point, but see how I'm just randomly going, and I liked to kind of put some right in the middle like that. And so this is what you're going to do when you do the kit. And again, it doesn't matter, you just kind of use that long stroke because you can go back and redo it. So we're going to cover it again, and you just keep reusing this. Keep dumping it back into your jar. It goes a long ways. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's see if we can, if you can capture that. I gotta put my glasses on so I can capture it. So we're gonna start over here. And you can see it turn. There we go.
I saw it that time. Yeah,
And
there it goes.
because this paper is not attached to anything, I'm just working with this sheet of paper. It might look like it's bubbling a little bit, but okay. So as I'm doing it, I'm kind of keeping my eyes open for spots that maybe I want to add more to. But again, keep your heat tool moving. Once it's turned, don't linger there. Isn't this just cool? I just love watching this.
It's very satisfying to heat emboss, I think.
Yes.
It's so much fun to see it melt. You're like, ooh.
It is. It's like magic. Okay, so I'm going to, I don't want it to look like I just outlined it. So we're going to go back in, and it doesn't take a lot. Again, thin is better.
The glaze does not come with the kit, and the antique linen we are out of right now, but we feel like it's coming in a shipment today. So if you don't see it on there, wait a little bit and go back, or you can give us a call and we will call you when it comes in.
Okay, so there's my next layer, and I'm going to actually put some right over the top of where I did it before, so it just adds a little bit, another layer. Okay, so let's
And I do like how you dump the powder on, because I've seen people emboss and they're just so particular how you pour it on. You just pour the powder on it.
Yeah,
Just
you can
dump it
pour the
on.
whole jar if you want to.
I know.
Because you're going to dump it back.
And you don't really want to take a long time because you don't want your liquid to dry before you get your powder on
So
there.
just dump it on. But look, I have done quite a few projects with this, and I still have a ton of it left. Okay. I want to make sure I don't emboss that to your thing.
Oh, yeah.
This is yours.
So Cindy is asking if we can put an unglazed sunflower next to the finished product.
Yes.
Do we have
Oh,
a piece of
you know what?
don't think
I
we-
did that before.
It's at the beginning of the video,
yes.
Cindy. We held up one next to the finished product, so
Yes.
you'll have to go back. Because we're out of, you didn't hear maybe, we're out of this paper, so we don't, this is the last piece right here that
This
Maggie's
is.
embossing, so.
And somebody wanted this yesterday, one of the staff members, and I couldn't give it to her.
Maybe
Okay.
she can have it today after you embossed it.
Yes. So this is my second layer, and
Yeah.
again, I filled in areas that I thought needed. Can they see that? It's just so cool.
I'm seeing it when you have it tilted like that. I can see it getting darker.
Okay, so I'm going to do that one area. There we go. And you can tell, if you didn't catch it, it will have a powdery look. It won't be shiny. But there again, you don't want to overdo it because then it will dry and it'll get too dry. So now, that was my second layer, and I would suggest doing one more layer just to get that dimension. It's already pretty much covered, but just to get it a little thicker in some spots. So I'm just going to, again, thin. 3 thin layers is better than 1 thick layer. You don't want to do the... Okay, so I think we'll come out here to these tips. All right. One more try.
It's all in the details.
Yes. And this is what gives you that dimension, because otherwise it's really pretty much just a piece of paper glued to a canvas. You gotta,
Oh, there's a lot more things on there.
you
than
gotta
that.
have some
I see
dimension.
paint and ink and
True.
you distress the edges and
Okay, again, just pour it back in your jar. For those of you who are familiar with Tim Holtz, I do remember him telling a story, this has been years and years ago, about how he had a craft room and it was carpeted. And when he would get done, he would go like this with all the excess powder. And then one day the hot sun came in through his window and he came home to this hard mound of stuff on his carpet. It was embossed. It was not good. So don't do that if you have carpet, for sure. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
We're going to do it one last time.
Donna wondered about using 2 different colors of glaze to
Oh.
add some shadows. Yeah, that would be a great idea.
Yes, you could use maybe some fossilized amber.
Or
And
highlighting
this.
it. Yep.
The reason I chose this is because the colors were so beautiful already, and I didn't want to take away from that. So antique linen is probably the most neutral one I could think of, but you certainly could. I was thinking about wild honey. If we have wild honey, I'm not sure if that's one of the colors, but that certainly would be beautiful. Okay, so if you do not have an embossing tool, it makes a huge difference rather than using your heat tool. Okay, now I'm going to see if they can see the difference here. In the different, there's some that have 2 or 3 layers. Can they see that? Isn't that gorgeous?
Very pretty.
And that's how you do it. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you, the difference between a heat tool. This is a heat tool. It has a much bigger surface. This area is probably this big around, and so it spreads out that heat. It is possible, but boy, not as easy. And this is your embossing tool. You can use this as a heat tool also. You can use both of them interchangeably, but if you're going to be doing some embossing, this is the better one to use. Okay? Now, what I wanted to share with you is I had a couple of these bottles. I wanted to share with you how the glaze works when we're not using the antique linen. And I had a couple of these bottles. I think it's from an old Tim Holtz die. And I had them cut out. Remember how I said always make a few extra?
Yes.
In case you need it. Well, here it is. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how here it is. I'm going to show you how you can ink stuff and then that embossing glaze goes over the top. So I want to make this bottle look a little more rounded, so I'm going to start by inking it with gathered twigs, and I'm going to add some shadowing to it, like this. And let's see, we'll just do a little bit like that. Okay, so see the difference in there? We just made it very rounded looking. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to use another embossing glaze. It's called Broken China. So I'm going to, now I could use the dabber for this if I wanted to, but since I have this open, we're just going to paint it on. And so again, I guess I keep saying this, but that's, to me, that's the beauty of this glaze, is the fact that it's see-through, and not all embossing powders are.
Most are not.
So we're going to do that. I use this as my, this is Broken China. Isn't this beautiful?
Yes.
Now, to lift it up, should have had my, here we go. Okay. So these powders last forever. There's just a ton of it in there.
Sometimes I think they put too much in the jar. When you first open it, I can't get it to go back in.
Oh, yeah.
After you fluff it around a little bit.
Okay, so there we go. All right, let's see if I can hold this down. I think you'll be able to see this changing. Oh, there we go. Can they see that? Isn't that cool?
So.
It turns this bottle into a, looks like pottery almost. Okay, so now, can you still see the shadowing that I did? I'm going to do one more layer so that they can see. We have to cool it.
Here, can you hold it up just so we can see the shine?
Yes.
There. That's much better.
Okay.
And we can still see the ink.
We're going to put another layer on. Again, thin layers instead of thick layers. When I did this for a project once, I think I did at least 3 or 4 layers of embossing powder, and they ended up looking like pottery. Just do another layer here. Just wanted to show you a different color. Okay, we'll put this on here. All right, I'll try to hold it up so they can kind of see it for a little while.
Hold it thing.
Yeah.
Handle it.
No, I'm not sure that's a good idea. Okay.
Don't burn your fingers.
Here we go. Can they see it? It's just so quick.
Maggie is using the embossing ink, the re-inker.
That was a re-inker only because
Right.
I had it, but this is what we have. We have a lot of
And
these.
so, yeah, there's also the dauber. It's embossing liquid.
Yeah, and it has a dauber, so if you wanted to cover a really big space, you could, but you can take the lid off and use it just like I'm using it, almost like a paint.
And Lori wants to know if there's a powder that looks like sea glass. This might be the closest. Maybe we can go over and look at all the colors.
Yes, we should. We have a speckled egg, which is
speckled
beautiful.
egg might be good too.
And you know the new color scorched timber came out?
Yes.
And you know how when you're looking for sea glass you get some brown? That would be pretty. But I think speckled egg, we can look at some other colors. Yeah. But see how this even curved, which is exactly what I would want it to do to look like a bottle. But you can still see that inking along the line to get that shadowing. And now you could probably do another layer, and it becomes like almost pottery. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah. Very
Yeah,
cool.
let's go over and see the colors. And I
kind of keep my eye on it because I keep buying more and more. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, we don't have this color. We need this. So
yeah, I brought a few of the colors of my own.
Yeah.
But this kit is available, and I believe that it is $21.99 for the kit. And as an added thing, yesterday I showed this stamp set that I used, but you do not have to have the stamp set because I pre-stamped those key tags. They're in your kits already pre-stamped. Okay, should we go over and see the colors?
What if you put the embossing liquid layer and then Diane's glitter and then glaze? I don't think you're going to be able to glaze on top of the glitter because the glitter, that might be tricky. I mean, you could try it. It's always fun to play, but
or vice versa, you could put your glaze down and then maybe sprinkle the glitter, but I don't think it would stick.
But then she was going to put the glaze again,
Okay.
So I don't think it would either.
Anything's worth a try. Have fun. Okay, shall we go over?
Yes,
Oh, and I
let's
just
go
wanted to show, we do sell these key tags. When I made yours, I took the little jump rings off, but you get like 10 of them, I think, 10 or 12 for $1.49. And they're fun to use.
Yep.
And they stamp well too, and I used my Misty.
Awesome.
Okay, let's go over
good
and
to
see
know.
those colors.
All right.
Okay, we have picked raspberry, saltwater taffy, abandoned coral, fired brick, aged mahogany. We have 2 aged mahoganies. Lumberjack plaid, tattered rose, crackling campfire, marmalade, spice marmalade. Oh, we do have wild honey.
Oh.
I think that might be kind of pretty on there too.
Yeah.
Squeezed lemonade, bundled sage, weathered wood. Who was it that asked about the sea glass? Weathered wood might be kind of a pretty color.
Oh, somebody said that. Yeah.
Yeah, weathered wood. We have mowed lawn, crushed olive, peeled paint, chipped sapphire, the broken china, which I showed you. Salty ocean is gorgeous. Mermaid lagoon, peacock feathers. Some of these are hard to read.
Yeah, he changed the label so you could read them better.
Villainous potion. Seedless preserves, wilted violet, the speckled egg that I was telling you about.
Do you see they're in rainbow order too?
Yes, I did that
Who
for
do
you.
I know. Oh, it keeps getting changed and then I keep coming over here and trying to fix it.
Lost shadow, pumice stone, walnut stain, vintage photo, scorched timber, hickory smoke, and yeah, that's hickory smoke. We'll put that one there.
And we do have some of the colors on tags, so if you come into the store, I've heat embossed
Can we show that?
some of the colors so you can see what they.
Let's show those.
Sometimes it's hard to tell in a jar what they look like.
Okay, that one is lumberjack plaid.
And this, I use the embossing dauber, so you can see.
And this
on the
you
paper.
stamped it, right?
Yeah, see, you can still see the words on the paper under the glaze.
This one is fired brick. Look at the difference between those two.
Yeah.
This is great to be able to see the colors. This one is candied apple. I bet this is picked raspberry.
yes, it
Picked
is.
raspberry. Again, you can see through all of those. This one is saltwater taffy. I'm seeing if I can guess. Saltwater taffy. I bet
know
this
that
is
one.
Kish
Yes.
Flamingo. Kish Flamingo. Rusty Hinge, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Rusty Hinge.
That one might be pretty too on your sunflower.
Yes.
A little bit. Not on all
Yes,
of it, but just
maybe
a
in the
little
middle.
shadowing with it.
Is this mustard seed? No, this is wild honey. Okay,
Oh.
so wild honey is not as orange.
Yeah, it
As
looks
that
really
looks.
orange in the jar, but
So-
when you look at the tag,
You could definitely use wild honey on that.
yeah,
This one is crushed olive. No, fossilized amber.
it's a little green tinge
Yeah,
to
it
it.
does, more than I thought. This is rustic wilderness. I bet this is twisted citron. Yeah. Ooh, this is a beautiful color. Is that peeled paint? Oh my God, no
Yes.
wonder I'm always attracted to peeled paint. Love that color. This one is Uncharted Mariner, I bet. There we go. This one is Salty Ocean. Yes. This one is Peacock Feathers or Mermaid Lagoon? Peacock Feathers.
Peacock feathers.
This one, oh, now that would be pretty sea glass.
I think that's
Weathered wood.
Weathered
There we
wood,
go.
yep.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
close up with that.
That is
So-
one of my favorite colors.
Yeah,
This one is salvaged patina.
I have that one. I like that.
This one, broken china. That's the one I just showed you.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Wilted violet.
Wilted violet. Is this villainous potion?
Yes,
Villainous potion. Oh my God, that's a beautiful,
I know.
beautiful purple.
I have that one too.
Wow.
Now to the browns. I don't
The
know.
browns, this one is vintage photo.
Okay.
And you could have certainly used that in the
Oh,
middle of
yeah.
the sunflower. Is this hickory smoke?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
A little bit of a gray.
And this one is Lost Shadow, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Lost Shadow.
And I haven't done one yet. I need to do that for the
Burnt, no, the
scorched timber.
scorched timber.
I
Oh.
haven't done that.
Are these more?
No, that just shows the difference.
Oh, okay.
Embossing versus.
All
glaze.
right. Well, thank you for coming and sharing our sunflower kits today. I hope
your
you
shirt.
enjoy. Yeah, I hope you enjoy making the kit, and I hope this little video helped you through that part that
Yes.
probably was scaring you. So,
If you haven't used the glaze before, just pick a color and try it out, and I think you'll be hooked.
yes. Thanks for coming today, and goodbye from Memory Bound.
We'll see you tomorrow.